Anyway, I can
get that out of her. Okay, we all set to go? Yeah, first thing, great crowd today. I really appreciate the fans turning out, and I know the support of the Crisis Center is much appreciated too. And we'll take tomorrow off, but next Sunday we'll be unloading that stuff down at the Crisis Center. So just appreciative of fans turning out and supporting a great cause. And then the weather's been great all spring. Today certainly was excellent as well. And I think overall the guys have worked hard. We've made some progress. Clearly we still have a long way to go, and that's typical of the spring. So we'll close it down now for a couple weeks. Shift into a different phase and finish up the school year, and then really begin in earnest in June again with the training and start getting ready for the season. So all in all, things are good, and we just have a lot of work to do yet.
You can't call any races on the offensive line yet, can you? It's too early.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much our 6 guys that have settled in. I think Marcus Usovics and Adam Geddes have both had a good spring. We're not there yet, but they've had good springs. And I'd say the same about our 2 centers. Josh Keppel had an ankle injury about 8 days ago, so that's really impeded his progress here the last couple practices. But that's a dead heat right now. So I think those 6 guys have all made good progress, and I think some of the other guys are coming along. But that's clearly an area where we have to, we really have to keep our foot on the gas.
Do you see growth in somebody like Stanzi just in spring practice here?
I think so. Yeah, I think he's more confident, and he works at it hard. He studies it hard, and he's very acutely aware of what it is he needs to be working on. So I think he's made good use of his time. I've really been pleased with that whole group. I think James has continued to improve. I think John Winkie took a big step this spring. And AJ Derby, for being a first semester player, really impressive. He's really got a good football aptitude and good demeanor out there. So that group is, they've been a good group, and I think we've taken a step forward with that group clearly.
How about switching over Tarp to the middle?
Yeah, we've fooled around with several combinations at the linebacker position, and I think all the guys have done a nice job handling the movement there. So we have some good versatility, and if we were playing tomorrow, Jeff would be our middle linebacker. Really pleased with his progress. I think Troy's improved, and kind of quietly out on the outside, Tyler Nielsen's done a nice job. And as you know, that position's not as flashy. It doesn't garner as much attention, but I think that whole group has really progressed. And if we were playing tomorrow, we'd go with Tyler outside and Jeff inside. And I think we have a guy with good versatility with Troy, and Bruce Davis has really improved too. He's a much better player. Not even close to a year ago, but he improved during the fall, and I think he's had a real good spring. So he's making ground.
You sound pretty confident in the whole group.
Defensively?
Yeah, the linebackers.
Yeah.
The linebackers.
Yeah, I do. I think we lost 2 outstanding players, and they'll both, I'm sure, be drafted here this week. But the good thing is we have a very veteran group. So you look at Jeff Tarpenny, and he's really been a good football player. And if we didn't have guys like Anger Needs hanging around here, he would have been playing probably sooner. And I think Tyler Nielsen's just kind of hitting stride right about now. And Troy did a nice job last year, and he continues to improve. And Bruce, like I said, he's kind of like Tyler. I think he's starting to hit stride. So, we've got guys that are a little bit older. They've been in the program, and they're all smart guys, and they work hard. So I think we're going to be okay. But, the leadership void, if you talk about both the guys that graduated, that's where some other guys are going to really have to grab on. And Adrian's continued to grow as a leader. I think Carl Klug has really emerged as a strong team leader. You'd be amazed how everybody on the team views him. So, that's a neat thing about college football is finding out, who's going to help fill those voids that appear after graduation.
Are you confident you'll have some healthy running backs in August?
Everybody was worried about that a month ago. What are we going to do with all running backs? And the best thing that happened today, Brad had a mild sprain. Brad Rogers. We were nervous about that. Pocky had a sprain a couple weeks ago, and Brandon Wager too. So, I hope we should have. We should be fine there. But it's a reminder of how fragile things are. And you just, as soon as you start thinking you got things where you want them, not so fast.
Is Jason White a running back now? He was a safety.
We'll assess that. Yeah, just out of necessity.
Was that
he did a nice job. This past week and a half. Never said a word. Just jumped in there and really did a good job. So. But we'll try to do what's best for him and the team here after we get everybody healed up.
Have you figured out kicker? Is there any eureka moments there?
think we said the same thing last spring. It's kind of been underwhelming this spring, quite frankly. We've been very inconsistent. We've flashed, but we haven't been consistent. And I'm not sure what's the cause of that, but we're just not. We're not really consistent like we need to be at that point, or at this point, at that position.
Coach, it seems like these players talking to him have embraced expectations. They're going to be a lot higher this year. I know you're not a big fan of expectations, but it seems like they have a good mindset during the spring.
I hope they do. A year ago, it maybe wasn't of this magnitude, and I'm not sure what magnitude we're at right now, what level. I did look at Sports Illustrated a week ago, and I think they had us, somewhere in their top 10. And my question was, we fifth in the country or fifth in the conference right now in preseason, and that's really who we are. I mean, we're really close to being a middle of the pack team in the Big Ten. So, if everybody keeps their focus where they need to, and if we make progress like we're supposed to, and then we have to stay healthy and really be doing a good job every week. We'll have a chance to have a good football team, but we're hardly there today. I think you all saw that, and I think our players are aware of that, and that's the key thing. They just need to understand. For us to be, in the upper half of the conference, we really have to be doing things well, and that's, first things first.
You guys are poised to have a decent day in the draft, potentially 6 guys, maybe 7. Is that how big a deal is that for your program?
That NFL success to me is just a nice byproduct of what happens when guys are in college. The first thing they do is, most important thing is getting their degrees. That's going to be there when they're my age. They won't be playing pro football. I hope they have a great experience just in the program and the university, and then the other part, if they get an opportunity to play in the NFL, wonderful, and we want to coach guys that want to play in the NFL because they're going to work hard and do the things necessary to try to be the best in college, and that's really how you get to the NFL. You got to really distinguish yourself as a college player, and I think it's a real tribute to the guys' work ethic, their dedication. Most of them are good stories. Pat Anger's stories, well documented. Last year, Sean Green's, and it's just it's the common denominator. Those guys have all had good careers. They've worked hard. They've been good team members, and the guys that get drafted over the 3-day period there, it didn't happen by accident. They've all earned it, and I just wish them all the best, and we're really happy for them. And hope this week goes well. I'm sure it will.
What did your cornerbacks show you? Besides Prater.
I think we talked about the linebackers, and I thought Micah Hyde, did a nice job. He right now would be the guy playing if we were playing tomorrow. But everything's going to be open. Jordan, I think, is getting back into it, and he was with us in December, and he's continuing to move along. Willie Logue, Greg Castile, both doing a solid job. So it's very much an open race right now. But I think we're progressing.
If you had to play a game in 2 weeks, would any of those 3 running backs be playing?
Which 3? I got to think about that for a minute. The ones
Brandon,
that were
out?
Adam, Adam. Let me rephrase it. Brandon and I think Pocky would have a chance. 3-4 weeks, 2 weeks maybe not. But by June they should be fully healthy. That's kind of what I'm focused on now. And Adam won't be ready, but in June he'll be full speed. And Jewel could play right now. He could have practiced live. I just didn't see any sense in that. We got to be real prudent right now, given the fact that he came off a pretty good surgery. So he's done well, and this we haven't let him be hit, but he's done very well. And we expect all those guys to be fully healthy. And if they can train hard June and July, I think they should be all ready to go in camp.
Do you have a spot? I mean, C.J. Fiedorowicz coming in with a little bit of, hype, whatever you want to call it. Is he have to play his way out of a spot now, or do you have a spot?
No, he's got to play his way into one. Mentioned the offensive line a little bit. I thought Brad Herman had a good spring. He's clearly made some strides, like some of the guys I mentioned defensively. And that's good to see. So I think he right now is clearly our number 2 guy. And then after that, it's a little bit of a coin toss. And if CJ can get into that race, great. We're not counting on him, but that would be a nice supplement if it could happen, certainly.